sense walking down when you can slide.
What's with Canada? We got great big cities, but a lot of trees and rocks. Yeah, the winter's cold here. Wear 2 pairs of socks. There's half the world's fresh water to paddle your canoe or camp along the shore.
Welcome back to the channel. I'm Gerald, and this is Trekking with Taz. The following trek is a trek into Kakwa Park, starting at the Bastille Bridge. This trek was mostly a take-it-as-it-come adventure. We didn't pre-plan much of anything. We just wanted to get out, get some miles on our boots, and clear our heads. So we leave and we just start into the park, trying to figure out as we go what we want to look at. Because of our late start in the day, the first day of the trek is only going to take us as far as the Buchanan Creek. That's all we have time for before dark. And then we will plan from there what we're going to do the next day. But it was just, let's get to Buchanan, let's get some tents set up, get a fire going, and just relax and breathe a little bit. Join me now on day 1.
Well, we still got a ways to go, but just thought I'd take a little video. We're on a needed getaway for 4 days or something. We don't have a big plan. We're going to get to Bastille Bridge, throw our packs on our back, and go somewhere. So we'll talk to you later. We've parked at the trailhead for Kakwa, or what we're considering the trail as far as we're willing to drive. And so we're going to throw on our packs, and no idea how far we're going to make it today. This is a decompressed day, so we just put the packs on and walk till we're tired of walking, and set up a camp. Truck's all ready to go. Mark's ready to go. And we're going to get out there and enjoy the wilds of northern British Columbia. Okay, we've hiked up as far as McGregor River here, and then there's a little quad trail goes in the bush that we're going to head into. And Kakwa is up that direction, up to McGregor. We got to go up that valley up there. So we've made some headway. I don't know, 10 minutes in or something, and it's going good. We'll see. Weather's good, everything's good. Little breeze, love it. So carry on. So we're heading down that valley here. We come up against the McGregor here, and we've got a little quad trail that circles around this oxbow that's here. So here we go. We're off. Back out on the river here again. Wow, loving it. There he is. Got this beaver dam here. The road's flooded. Don't know how deep it is, but we're going to try and find our way through it. Lots of water running here. The trail is pretty much just water. Okay, here goes nothing. We're not sure what we're doing here. Mark got over there and stuck his pole in, and it's extremely deep. So now we need to either get our clothes off and walk across, or find a better route. We're bushwhacking around the pond. We chose not to start dropping clothes and stuff already. We're just getting going today, so we're into the bush, getting around the pond. Shouldn't be much further, I hope, and be able to get back out to the road again, or the trail. Mark has found pretty good going for us. A bit of a game trail. Not all the way, but quite a bit of the way, so it hasn't been horrible. We did the better part of a kilometer bushwhack, but we are back out to the McGregor and heading up the valley. But the trail is gone. It's obviously been washed away. There's a bit of a footpath here, but it's not the old trail that was here, so changed up a little. Mark's been here before, and it's not familiar to him, this, so here we go. We'll move on. A little further up the valley now. We're probably at 1.5 kilometers or something. Just gets nicer and nicer as you keep going. I think we have about, another 8 kilometers to where we're thinking we'll probably spend the night. Now we're a little over 6 kilometers in, just above the McGregor River, and that's the way we're going. That's the mountain over there. We're gonna wander along the edge of. It's pretty nice in here. We are about 7.5 kilometers in, and just come out to a real beautiful little lookout here. A little glacier up in that hill. Yeah, it's going to be a beautiful weekend for us. Loving it.
We got in the house before we realized Buchanan's just up.
Okay, we're at the snowmobile cabin now. We're just going to go in and have a look at it here, and so I've never been. And then we're going to decide if we're going to go down to the Buchanan and camp maybe. But we're just going to check it out while we're here. So you can check it out with me. There it is in front of us.
Couple bathrooms.
Huh. So this is it. There's the cabin. They even got a hot tub right there. Wood hot tub, wood fired hot tub. Storage. Bathrooms. There's the cabin. Woodshed. Get everything.
Yep.
Everything you need. We are at the provincial park boundary at Buchanan Creek. We're just going to walk down to the creek now, and we're going to set up here for tonight. That's going to be our plan for tonight. And then tomorrow we have bigger plans, bigger fish to fry. So let's go down and look. Buchanan Creek. Bridge here. One time there was a bridge over when they had the mine here. We'll have to ford this creek in the morning to carry on into the park. So we'll have a look at what we're dealing with for tomorrow. Haven't heard anything bad, so it can't be too bad, I wouldn't think. I know in past wet years that there was some people that had to swim it. Sure don't look like that now at all. So looks pretty good actually. Yeah, there's the creek. Shouldn't be any issue. Oh, and there's a rope line here you could tie off to if you wanted to, I see. If you wanted to, if you were worried, I guess when you have to swim it, that's probably what that's all about.
Right there is where you come.
Okay, that's it for tomorrow. This is going to be the end of day one. We're about a half an hour before dark, I think. We're at Buchanan Creek now, and we're just going to have some supper. Tomorrow morning we'll have to cross the creek and we get on with our day. It was nice to get out and get away. It was a necessary thing for us, and feels pretty good. We did about 12 kilometers or something today to get here, and that was just about right. So there's our tents, pair of Durstons, pair of Durston backpacks in the tent, and we're off to check out Kakwa tomorrow.
For those that are watching this, you would have seen the beaver pond and the water flowing down the road. It only gets worse from there, so there is an ATV trail. We'll come back on it. You'll see later in the video, so avoid this original trail to the left. It's not worth the trouble. At one point, the river is actually on the road, and you have no choice but to go way around in the bush. There will be lots of muddy parts on this first day of the trek. From there, it'll start drying out. But this first day, plan on getting muddy. There's just no avoiding it all. Where we chose to camp above the Buchanan, though, is a nice dry spot. Great spot to camp. Of course, the water's just below, and that affords you the opportunity for the lowest water first thing in the morning to cross. So that's it for day one. Today is day 2, and the first thing on our agenda will be to find the safest crossing of the Buchanan Creek to start our day. We did have a few really cool places we wanted to go into on day 2 on our trek. Maybe make it the whole trek, but as we got to the spots where we had to bushwhack, we took a good look at it, decided we weren't up to heavy bushwhack, so day 2 was keep going forward. As we progressed up the trail on day 2, our heads were on swivel. It's very beautiful, lots to look at as you're going along. And then we come to Wishaw Lake, and we bushwhacked into Wishaw, which is only a short little bushwhack, I don't know, 100 meters or something. Beautiful little spot, great place to have a little lunch. Our trek ended up at Kakwa Lake on day 2. We decided to spend a few hours there looking around there and just soaking in that little piece of country for day 2. Join me on day 2.
Oh, about 6:30 or so in the morning. Slept pretty good. Now we gotta go down, get some water for tea, and get on with day 2. Looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day. This is Buchanan Creek. First thing in the morning. Nice little spot down here. Can't complain to wake up to this. We're all packed up here. We've procrastinated as long as we could. It's time to go down and cross the Buchanan, which is decidedly cold, and it's cold outside today. We had near frost, so we haven't been excited about it yet, but you ready to do this, Mark?
I think so.
You think so? Here we go. Just analyzing where we're going to cross here. Really hard to say what makes most sense. But figure it out here in a sec. Yeah, this is Bastille Creek crossing. Not sure what it's going to be like. Mark's going to give it the first test. He's 6'2" or 3", so not sure what that's going to be like for me, but we'll figure it out when we see how he makes out.
It's okay.
Says it's okay. Well, there it is. Here we go. My turn. Pretty slippery stones underneath. Very slippery. Very slippery. Very slippery bottom. This isn't too bad right now. Yeah, I gotta be careful how I move here. I got some big slippery boulders underneath me.
If it was running faster, it would have been bad. But this was, the speed is manageable.
Okay. We are officially entering Kakwa Park. There's the beacon telling you all about the avalanches, and check your beacon if you're a snowmobiler. So we've crossed the Buchanan just before this, and it's time for us to put our boots on and start making some kilometers. Excited for our day. Well, we're, I don't know, 1.5 kilometers or so up the trail. It's a little hazy, but I'm hoping you can see there's a big glacier up there, some great peaks. We're really getting into some pretty exciting country. Can hardly wait to see what our plan is, where we're going to get to. We're 3 kilometers in now, and you can see the kind of peaks that are showing up in the distance. Hard to see through the timber. I can't really show you with the GoPro, but huge glaciated mountains over there. So when we break out, going to be phenomenal when we finally, you know, get out of the timber and can get some looks around here. But yeah, the peak you can see through the bush, incredible. We're just coming up to another mountain glacier. Beautiful. We just passed a couple from Australia that are just finishing off their GDT hike. They started at Waterton. They just finished section F and G, and they're heading out and hoping that they can find a ride out on the walker. Hoping there might be a hunter out there or something, give them a lift. Good luck to them. We're very nice people. Want to come back to our country. Think it's beautiful and loved F and G, so that was awesome. Anyway, we're moving along. We don't think we're going to be able to make it into Shangri-La, but it's just looking like we need more days and more exploration to find a route in. But we're okay. We just keep looking around. This is so enjoyable. We have a little elevation now, and this is looking behind us. We were probably at the base of that, but
Right
now you can see it.
to the right here, that's Alexander. There's a smaller one there. Right here, you can see it's higher.
Wow. Yeah, there's Alexander, my mountain in behind there. We were hoping to get down into the base of it, but it's going to have to be for another excursion. It's pretty steep dropping down in to go across that valley, so another time, but it's fantastic. Filling up a little water here before we go further on this beautiful creek. Doesn't need to be filtered, it's beauty. It's underneath this bridge on the trail, probably close to 8 kilometers from our camp, or from where we camped last night. So off we go. We're looking for a valley that we want to go up now and try and find a little lake that's up there. Be all bushwhacking. Well, we've come up another kilometer or something. Just the views just grow. A little hazy today, can't see well. Hopefully when afternoon comes, the haze will go away and we'll be able to see a little better. Quite a ways further down along the Kakwa trail, we made a decision that we're not really into the bushwhacking today. Today's a day of stroll, so we passed up on what we had planned to carry on and just stroll through the park and see what there is. And you can probably see by the GoPro that there's lots to look at. You're not going to get bored by not bushwhacking into some place, because you always have this to look at as you're going along. Glacier Lake? The Glass Lake. So this is Wishart Lake. We've hiked out to it. Mount Ruth at the end of it. And up in that, what looks like a volcano crater there, Mark says that's where the Glass Lake is. And this big peak here is Wishart Mountain. We're going to take about 10 minutes here and just soak this in. It's what the body needed, what the mind needed, what the soul needed. Yep. We're going to leave Wishart Lake and we're going to head up to Kakwa Lake. We're just searching everything out, but for sure, if I was ever to come back, I would camp here on the other side of Wishart Lake. Wishart? Wishaw Lake. Okay, we're getting there. It's a beautiful little spot. There's a great beach over there. You can see you're sheltered by the mountain. This is the place where I would be. But we're gonna go have a look at Kakwa. Stop to turn around and look behind me. There's my mountain, Mount Sir Alexander, in all its splendor. A little hazy today. Hopefully when we're going back out it's not, and I can get some good pictures, but pretty nice to see. And we've met the fork in the road. We may take that left fork tomorrow morning. It apparently goes to Babat Lake. So I'm going to go take a look at that before we walk out in the morning. And I don't know if you can see by the sign, but the other way, 1.6 kilometers to Kakwa Lake campsite. So that's our plan, and then beautiful mountains in behind. Look at them. Ooh, step out a little further. I think we're going there tomorrow. So if we are, you'll get to see what I see. We'll drop our heavy packs here and just take some water and head up there. Well, let's go to Kakwa Lake. Let's do it, Mark. We're just closing in on Kakwa. We run into some GDTers. They're on day 39, 40?
40 something.
40.
Like 40.
James and Joanna. James from Florida. And Joanna is from Australia. So congratulations for making it. You're just about done.
Oh,
you made
we're
it through.
done. Just don't count.
Yeah, well, you got a long ways to go yet, though. You got 100 kilometers. So
those don't matter. Doesn't matter anymore.
Exactly.
So you liked our country.
Absolutely, man.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
This F&G is just fantastic piece of country.
Yeah. And this whole trail is just so different from anything you'll find in like the US. Oh yeah. You know, the way the mountains are formed and shaped and incredible.
When you guys go towards Buchanan, if you hear rumbling on the right, you'll see Sir Alexander, Mount Sir Alexander. That's the ice field collapsing down constantly.
Oh, cool.
Every 20 minutes, 15, 20
We've
minutes.
heard some stuff like
On the way
that.
up
That's
here,
it.
we
This
heard it 10
morning
times
we
or
were
15
hearing.
times.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Glad you made it up here and saw it. We have such a beautiful country, and so few people take time to come and see it, right?
I think it's going to get a lot more popular.
We're trying to get it out there. We're working on it.
It will.
Yeah.
Yeah, it absolutely will.
Well, there's a lot of people, though, don't like this FG section because it is wild, and it's got, this year's a great year. The crossings are probably all reasonable, but lots of years it's not. So
Sure.
anyway, it was great to get you on camera. We'll
Sure.
talk some more here, but I'm going to shut it off. Thank
Yeah.
you, guys.
Arrived. Kakwa.
We're at Kakwa. Look at it. Just getting giddy looking at it. The beautiful meadow with the mountains. Only didn't make it any better if there was a couple of caribou standing out in that meadow. Wow. Mount Ruth, Mount Francis. Yeah. Almost to the lake now. Feels pretty good. Welcome to Kakwa Provincial Park. To enter this way, horses, park headquarters, public cabin. Here we are. We're gonna go probably just sit on the dock for a while and soak it in. For those that have never been here before, that's the warden's cabin from my understanding. Seeing as how it's my first time, I don't really know. That's what it looks like in here. And I see another cabin in behind. That must be the public cabin, I guess. There's a public cabin down there. Oh, somebody's working here. Okay, well, we'll shut it down while we talk to them. Okay, we're on Kakwa Lake dock. This is the view around the lake. You might say it's pretty spectacular. We're gonna kind of sit out here in the sun and enjoy it for a little bit. That's what the cabins look like from down here. She's pretty nice. Pretty majestic.
Something weird in the water.
We're out for a little walk at the end of the lake through the meadows here. And it's pretty nice back here. You see the GDT marker on that tree. We're going to find where the GDT comes across, but that's what we're looking at back here. Okay, here's the sign for Mount Ian Munro. Here's the story. His flight continues through unclouded memories. Mount Ian Munro, dedicated to Ian's memory for his efforts in promoting the Kakwa Park concept. And that's Mount Ian Munro right there. How cool is that? Little history right here. Morning. It's morning of day 3 here at Kakwa Lake. It's about 6:30ish. We're going to finish getting ready to go. Throw the packs on. And the plan is to head up to Babette Lake, check that out, and then we'll start working our way back towards the vehicle because we have to be out tomorrow sometime. So we don't want 30 kilometers to walk if we don't have to. We'll go check some more country out and kind of split it down the middle somewhere there. But a little breezy this morning. Really, really smoky in the middle of the night last night, and I can smell smoke again this morning. I don't know where the big fire is, but we'll get moving and we'll be warm once we go. So, be the start of our day, day 3. So if you're traveling the GDT, at the end of the lake, there's a little spot to put your bottom down and take your boots off so you can cross the stream to get onto the GDT on the other side. And you can see all the orange markers and stuff over there where you get back up to it. So that's the GDT crossing, or if you want to go to Mount Ruth or La Glace Lake, you do that as well. And day 2 was a great day. Did lots of walking around, covered some territory, got a plan for the morning before we head back out, set up camp in another direction, closer out towards the truck. Oh, we're just winding down with the fire here, and we'll be going to bed soon enough. We'll get a porcupine just chewing up the woodshed over there. So if you've never been to Kakwa, you really should consider it.
Today was quite the day. We got to walk through one glaciated mountain after another. Everywhere you looked was another one, more mountains than you could shake a stick at. Anyway, we went from there to a high mountain lake, Wishaw Lake. Absolutely beautiful. What a great place to go spend lunch and just chill for a little bit. It was an absolute pleasure to meet 2 separate couples that made the GDT trek all the way from Waterton to Kakwa and still have a smile on their face, and all out of country people that just loved our country. Arriving at Kakwa Lake was a little bit overwhelming. I never expected it to be so beautiful, so well manicured, such beautiful cabins, and the views, they're perfect. Getting to Kakwa was actually quite a pleasure. We were really in need of some chill time, just enjoying what you could see and just taking in a few deep breaths. So we were really thankful to get there and spend the night at Kakwa Lake. Day 3, we're going to take a little bit of a circuitous route back to the main trail on our way home, back towards our vehicle. We won't make it there today, but we are going to see some pretty impressive country along the way. The circuitous route that we take over the shoulder of Mount Ian Munro, as we circle around past Babette Lake and then drop back down, that was shared with me by the park ranger and his wife, Matt and Rem. I will destroy their names and what they do, but as you will see in the video later, but I thank them a lot for leading us that way. It was such an incredible hike over there, so beautiful. You'll see beautiful views of Mount Sir Alexander, just a stunning place to go. We left our heavy packs on and made that happen because of them. So thank you very much. I'm sorry for ruining your names and what you do. I'd met Matt before with another group that were building the Fang Bridge several years ago. And for the life of me, I can't remember names, unfortunately. But anyway, thank you so much for that. So come along with me on day 3. I guarantee you will not be disappointed in the views. I recommend to anybody that's out that way when they're going home, take this route. It's worth every second of it. So no further ado, here we'll get on with the day.
Morning. It's morning of day 3 here at Kakwa Lake. It's about 6:30ish. We're going to finished getting ready to go. Throw the packs on. And the plan is to head up to Babette Lake, check that out, and then we'll start working our way back towards the vehicle because we have to be out tomorrow sometime. So we don't want 30 kilometers to walk if we don't have to. We'll go check some more country out and kind of split it down the middle somewhere there. But a little breezy this morning. Really, really smoky in the middle of the night last night, and I can smell smoke again this morning. I don't know where the big fire is, but we'll get moving and we'll be warm once we go. So, be the start of our day, day 3. Kakwa, this is our host, is Paul and Kim.
Well, I'm a ranger. It's Matt and Ren.
Oh, I'd have the
Paul and Kim. Sorry.
Oh, my apologies. So again, Matt and Ren.
Yeah.
Anyway, they thanked them for all the help. They told us about a lot of places to go and things to see. And if they happen to be here as hosts next year for you, it'd be great. They'll be able to show you around, tell you where to go, and if there's something you want to do. So thanks for everything.
Yeah, there'll be hosts again next summer.
You can be here again. Yeah, beautiful place, eh? Like just a wonderful place.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice to have it on Earth.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I know. I've like I said, first trip in, and I was just quite happy to sit out in the dock and look at the hills. It's all good.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, sorry about the name thing. We misunderstood. So, okay. Thanks. Okay, we're off. We're going to head up towards Babette Lake. It's a plan. So this is the trail that we take to go that direction. Take a couple hours to get up there, and then we'll come off from there and head back onto the main trail. So what you do here is you wander up along the lake up towards Jarvis, and then we'll make a cut back in the first valley we come to long before we get to Jarvis, but that's the direction we'll head. And up here is the northern terminus of the GDP, and we're going to be at that sign in just a second. That's it. GDP northern terminus, latitude 54 degrees. So now we're going to carry on and get over to Babette. Well, we've made it through that shortcut from the cabin up to the tote road that goes to Babette, where the mine was. And this is pretty easy walking here. It's about a little over a kilometer from the cabin through that road, or through that trail, to get to this tote road, so it's not that far. And we'll see how the rest of it goes from here. Not too shabby a way to spend your morning walk in this kind of scenery. Pretty impressive in here. Crossing through a meadow below Ian Monroe. Definitely grizzly looking country, but wow, look at this place in here. We're dropping down to the bridge over the big creek, and it wasn't there last time Mark was here, so they've rebuilt it and made access across here that much better, so that's pretty cool. We just come to the fork in the trail. We're going on the Babette Lake Trail. The other one heads to Jarvis Lake in Alberta. So if you haven't been here and you want to go to Jarvis, that's the direction you're going to head. And we're going this way. Coming up to a small tree in the trail. That's a long ways from anywhere for somebody to pack a saw up and cut it out, but there it is. Decent sized log, making it easier for us to get through rather than climb over. As we come in,
Or it's a bit to the left, I'm not sure, but basically it's somewhere up here.
we're coming into the basin. There's a weather station. There's the mountains, and Mark is just saying that we can cross over there to get over towards Jarvis through shortcut through over that. So we're looking at it. We think it's doable. We don't know about going down, but we're certainly looking at it. Excellent. There's where we're headed, down into this big cathedral down here. Nice. Another bridge to cross here. Lots of water. And then we're going to drop down into that cirque just once we get around this corner. You can see what we're dropping down into. And then you can't see it, well, when we can, I'll show you, but Bat Lake is just off to our left here, and it's a real turquoise green color, so we'll see that at some point. Part of the old mine site. Lots of stuff still laying around.
Old building structure here.
Lots of mechanical stuff. It was probably a shop or something. We're in this big cirque now. We're gonna pop out in the open probably fairly quickly. And that's what it looks like. You can hear roaring water. We're obviously gonna see a waterfall or very fast creek coming up. We've ascended the high country, and you can see Bat Lake off there. Very, very beautiful. I'm sure we'll see more higher. At this time, thinking about you, Steve. This is your kind of place. And thinking about you, Lynn, and family. You're in our thoughts, in our hearts. Hugs to you. We're heading below the glacier there, and across this we're going to try and make it up that saddle there and drop down to the trail on the other side if it works. That's the plan anyway at this point. We'll see how it goes. We're making our way along here. There's the glaciers back there, and we have to get along this knife bridge here and then up that saddle. Not exactly going down, but we'll figure something out as we go. Wherever the best place is. Here's our view of Bat Lake from up on this little ridge line that we're walking. Beautiful turquoisey green color. Nice meadows down below. And, up there somewhere is where we're gonna head. Yeah, it's a little bit of a break time. We're getting close to the saddle. See, it was worth every step. Shout out to Matt, the park ranger. He's the one that suggested we do this, and didn't disappoint at all. It was great. Great idea, Matt. Thank you. So now we're just going to break for a second and then we'll go again. Very windy. You probably can't hear me, but we made the top of the saddle. Very cool up here, but I can tell you the wind gusts are so strong they near blow you over. Moving on. That's Mount Ian Monroe right there, and this is the saddle beside it. Well, we made it over the top of the saddle, and the wind has quit, so I'll take the time just to look around a little bit. That's Mount Ian Monroe. We're not going to go up yet, but in that heavy wind with our heavy packs, it was a little unnerving at times up at the top, but it's perfect on this side now, so that's Wishart Mountain, I guess. Anyway, we're gonna find a way down and meet up the tow road. Once again, it's very windy, so you probably have a hard time hearing me, but there's Mount Sir Alexander. See the peak off to the right. Great view popping over from that saddle, so had to get that. So immense. Great choice coming over on the saddle. The views are fantastic. So, Mount Sir Alexander. You are not going to get a better view of it than what we have here. Upward becomes along underneath this rock wall here, up to the saddle, cross the saddle over, And that's the first thing we get to see. And down below is Wishaw Lake. You can see that. And that's where we're headed, down that direction. What a day. Like, what a day. Wow. Well, we're heading down towards Wishaw Lake. We're just trying to find our own way down there, but our trip down means that we'll be looking at Mount Sir Alexander the whole way down. My favorite mountain ever. Second highest peak in the Canadian Rockies, of course, behind Mount Robson. And I don't know, it was like it was meant to be. Loving it. If you're wondering what the big deal is about Kakwa, because you've never been, this is about as great a spot as any to see what all it has to offer. It's incredible. The hike in, you're on a tote road quite a bit, so you miss a bit of this, but once you get here, you get up, something else. You gotta come. Looks like a place to set up a camp right here. Mount Sir Alexander is just off to the right. There's Wishaw Lake down below and Wishaw Mountain above. And we're gonna drop down through here down to the tow road. We're gonna get a decent view of Wishaw from up here. So what a gift it was to be told about this and get a chance to come through here and to enjoy this view. I think everybody should come through here. It's for an easy hike for Kakwa. The views are incredible, absolutely incredible. Wow. So now that we break out in the open a little bit, realize that isn't Wishaw Lake, that's Mariel Lake, but still, what a view from up here. Pretty spectacular, and that's what we're coming down to. We just gotta drop down to the valley floor. It's a fairly steep side hill, but it's open. We don't have to bushwhack, we just have to be careful. It's quite slippery on this rotten vegetation. But a good view all the way down. Yeah, so worth it still. Following the last little meadow slash down, we're about 150 meters from the tote road, maybe 200. So we're almost back. There was some few difficult spots in there, but nothing really difficult, just a little slippery and steep, and just worth every second to go through. And the view that you get, as you can see from the videos, was absolutely phenomenal. So if you're out this way, really give it consideration to do this. You're gonna have to do a little route finding. You'll have to, carry your guy out with you and mark the tote road so that you know that you're headed the right way, but pick your best route and we'll go on out. See Mark with that gas jug, picked it up a couple 100 meters up in the bush up there. Somebody obviously lost it off the back of their snowmobile last winter, so he packed it out to the trail. Hopefully somebody picks it up and takes it back. No way we can pack that out. But now that we're back on the tote road, we get probably 200 meters of Mount Sir Alexander to walk with, and then we'll start getting into more timber and seeing less. But kind of icing on the cake for us, getting this a little bit on the last way, and it's easy strolling. Yeah, we just had lunch at Wishaw Lake, and now we're starting our pilgrimage back out to the Buchanan. Should be there in 3 or 4 hours, I guess, if everything goes good. There's a different angle of parts of Mount Sir Alexander and the glacier in it. And we heard a cabin on the way in multiple times, even felt it one time. What a piece of country. And that's what you get to walk out on this road looking at. So privileged. We drop into the bottom of the valley. We're starting to lose views, but there's one more glacier off of the side of Mount Sir Alexander. pretty impressive little piece. The country back there, that mountain is incredible. So there's a little cabin, used to be a trapper's cabin, and now it belongs to Parks. It's an emergency shelter. We haven't figured out the trail in, we just bushwhacked to it. It's on the McGregor River. There you go. BC Parks cabin. First come, first serve. So we'll figure it out, we'll let you know. We just saw it through the trees, so we beat through the bush to get here, but we'll figure out where the trail is. And then there's an emergency shelter available to you if necessary down on the McGregor River. Because it looks like there's a bunch of a mess in here is what it looks like.
Nibbling on plywood.
Yeah.
Here, you go look.
Anyway, as far as an emergency shelter, you can clean it back up and it would work for sure to look after you for the night. This is a trail into the cabin. As you can see, it's not very visible, so you're going to have to look for it. We'll tell you once we know just how far it is past the avalanche beacon sign stuff. So when you come to this avalanche beacon sign here, you are less than 100 meters from the trail down to that cabin. You carry on with 100 meters on your left. It's not highly visible, but it is, you can tell it is a trail. So an emergency, that's where you want to go. We are back at the Buchanan, and you're gonna have to make a crossing. Thankfully we made it. We're, I don't know, 24 kilometers or so into our day. It was nothing.
Alright, we're heading back in.
Going in deep. Yeah, I was up to my crotch in the deep parts there. Yeah, a little deeper, but doable. We got her. Well, here we are. We're across the Buchanan, and we're going to carry on. We're about 24 kilometers in. We're going to do a few more kilometers and just go a little closer to the truck, because it's only 4:20. It's a little early to set up camp already, so we're going to keep moving on. It's fairly easy moving. So, you ready, Mark?
Let's do this.
Let's do it. We are camped for the night. This is our camp spot. Come out kind of as far as we could. Put a big day in. I think it was 27 plus Ks, so tomorrow will be a little easier, but this is where we're at. Well, it's the end of day 3. Wicked day. Shout out to Matt again from Parks for leading us onto that hike over the shoulder by Mount Ian Monroe. It was absolutely spectacular going through there. Great call. Made it over there and down and back to where we are now. 8 kilometers, something like that. That was our day today, and we got about 8 to 10 kilometers to go tomorrow. Good day. Beautiful piece of country. The video from Tay is phenomenal. But anyway, it's getting late, and we're kind of wore out, so we're not going to have a late night tonight. So, see you in the morning.
Day 3's hike was pretty special. You start at the beautiful Kakwa Lake. You can't go wrong there. And then you head up to Babette, which is a silky green-blue color. Very, very nice. Sits in a cirque of a mountain there with a glacier in the mountain itself. So you work your way up into that glacier there. And then crest up over the saddle between... on the edge of Mount Ian Monroe. And the views from up there are phenomenal. Probably, without a doubt, the best views that I had while I was there. Sir Alexander sitting there just about right in your doorstep. You feel like you could reach out and touch it. So that was pretty special. And then as you come down off, you get a view of Wishaw Lake and a view of Merrill Lake. Really nice to see that from up there too. And just a total circular beauty of the Kakwa area. And so that was day 3 out there. Day 4 is a short day. We've taken up most of the kilometers yesterday. We've only got, I think, around 8 left to do. So it's not going to be a lot of video, not going to be a lot of pictures. We're probably just going to work our way back out to the truck and call it a trek.
Good morning. Day 4, 6:15-ish. It was really smoky when we got up, but starting to break. It was rained overnight several times, but not too bad. But yeah, it's going home day. Just about perfect time to go home. We're moving our way down the valley. We would have been up around that corner up there. We're probably a kilometer and a half or so in. And that's the McGregor River. You can see there's still a fair amount of smoke around the mountains. Not going to be a lot to see today, but nice and cool. It's a good day for walking out. Packs are a little heavier because it rained last night and everything's wet. So nice and cool this morning to pack them. Should be good. A little further down the road now, probably another kilometer and a half along the McGregor. Smoke's come in again. It's kind of comes and goes, but it's not too bad on the throat. Beautiful little spot along the way. It's a little smoky, but see the glacier up there, the mountains, and you get the McGregor right below. Goes to show you where all the water comes from that comes down the McGregor. Okay, our journey is done. There's the truck. We're just coming in. We come back a different way. We'll talk about that more, but this is not the road to come in on. The river has washed part of it out, and there's a beaver dam on it. So the quad trail is the way to go in. We made it through. You can make it through, but it makes no sense. Anyway, it was an easy stroll out for us today, which is good. Glad to have that part done. Now we'll have to unwrap the chicken wire and start loading our stuff in, get ready to go home.
Thanks for joining me on my trip into Kakwa Lake and areas around there. Once again, a very spectacular place. If you get a chance, you should go. So many beautiful places close to our home in the Rockies here. You just can't see them all, but I'll be back out there. I'll be checking it again. Not sure where the next adventure will take us. I have to leave town at the end of the month on my annual hunting trip, so that might be the next big adventure that I tape. We'll see. Once again, thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed it.